Kidd Kraddick. Kidd Kraddick in the morning.
I'm Kidd Kraddick.
Kidd passed away today in New Orleans, doing what he loved. He was at a golf tournament organized to raise money for kids.
When you use radio or whatever platform you have to make your voice be heard and direct the power that you have to inspire others and to change people's lives in the way that he did with Kids and all the charity events that he did, and just amazing, incredible things that went beyond just speaking on the mic and just being a personality. It went so far beyond that, and that's what was so inspiring to me.
Hey, it's Jeff Hunt, WFGE-FM, State College, PA. I think it speaks to Kidd's character that he passed away doing what he loves, and he was one-of-a-kind personality. There will never be another Kidd
Hi,
Kraddick.
my name is Katie Green. I work for Intercom in Memphis, Tennessee. Although I never knew him personally, I know all the great work that he did, not only in the radio community, but outside of the radio community.
And his final day, it was spent selflessly focused on those special children that meant the world to him. And I know that from personal experience, from seeing it, from being on the Kids trip, to knowing how much hard work he dedicated to that. It wasn't work. It was something. It was a passion, and it truly brought him joy, and it changed so many people's lives.
Hi, this is Zeke Terry, production director at Flynn Broadcasting in Memphis, Tennessee. And in honor of Kidd Kraddick, keep looking up, because that's where it all is.
Hey, this is Chris Ryan from Hits 100.7 in Bloomington, Illinois, and I had the pleasure of working as Kidd's producer while he was on in Houston.
Hey, this is Danny Wright from Mix 104.9 in Santa Rosa, California. I met Kidd Kraddick just once, about 13 years ago at Morning Show Boot Camp in New Orleans, and he was what everyone says he was: super nice, really sweet, and what really blew me away was the fact that he had everyone's respect in that room. Right when he walked in, you knew that a radio legend was there, and it was a pretty amazing experience.
Hey, what's up? It's Tone Hollywood. Just gotta say rest in peace to Kidd Kraddick, one of my radio idols. He's always done a great morning show, but most importantly, he's a great role model for all the radio personalities and people of this earth. A truly giving spirit.
I'm Andy Caldwell. I did PM Drive on Atlantic 252 and at Radio Luxembourg in the Grand Duchy. Now, I first found out about Kidd Kraddick when the Pizza Man, aka Gary Wilkinson, handed me an air check from California Air Check way back in the mid-90s it was, of Kidd Kraddick in the morning on 106.1 KISS FM. I listened to that. I remember being blown away that night that I heard it, and I thought to myself, I gotta keep tabs on what this guy does.
It's not often that somebody comes around like Kidd Kraddick and can stay in a market for as long as Kidd did and expand to so many markets and do such incredible things. I had the privilege of working at a station that ran Kidd for about a year and a half in Biloxi, Mississippi, one of my first full-time gigs, and I know that he played a big part in shaping me as a night jock. Even though he was in the morning, I took a lot from him, and it's not a lot of people, like I said, that can do it like Kidd. We're all very talented in this industry, but it truly does take a special breed of person to do what he did and still be the father and the mentor and the husband and everything that Kidd was. Takes a lot, and he did it perfect.
Hey, what's going on? It's Shorty. I do nights here at Hot 98.1 in Greenville, South Carolina. When I was doing mornings in Destin, Florida, we actually ran Kidd Kraddick on our sister station, and I would listen to him from time to time. The guy was amazing. The other thing is that the fact that he gave back to his radio family, like Kidd's kids, it shows his character, and it's sad that he's gone too soon.
I mean, I looked up to him. I mean, he was the guy I looked at and listened to his show and just went, wow. I mean, professionally is a whole nother world. He was absolutely the best.
It's Mike from SOS Radio in Las Vegas. Learn from Kidd that despite all of our challenges, technology, and the haters, you can do things on the radio that make people sit in their parking spot, show up late for work because what you're doing is so meaningful and so compelling to your listener. Taught me to put them and their creator above all
I'll
else.
always appreciate Kidd for finding my friend Tim after he got voted off American Idol and giving him so many extra opportunities. He seemed to do that for a lot of people, went out of his way to help them. He also reminded us that radio goes a lot further than a funny show, even though it helps. Thanks, Kidd.
And every personality that does what we do for a living, I mean, has a little bit of Kidd Kraddick in him, and that push, that drive. I mean, like you said, the mentor.
What made you hire each of us?
All right, I'll start with last hired to first hired. Okay. That'd be Jenna. I found a questionnaire online that a radio consultant had put together on how to find people who are talented, right? On the radio. And to see how good she was at expressing her feelings and stuff. And I asked her to take this survey, which she did. And when I read her answers over the weekend, I'm like, wow, this is a smart girl. And it's all about how you fit into the show. And I felt like we needed, that we could use somebody that, had a really super good vocabulary and would have a different point of view. And she was kind of a rock chick, which was different than everybody else. Yeah. JC got hired because,
quota.
Yeah, we had to hire a Mexican.
He's a crazy Mexican.
Shout out, JC.
Not true at all. No. I spent some time on YouTube looking at different shows and watching different people, and they had this guy that was just a part-time guy who was out doing crazy stunts on the street. And we were ready to keep Big Al more in the studio. He'd kind of graduated to that, to hang out here more, and I needed somebody that could go out and do crazy things on the street because he was replacing Rich Schurtenlieb, who did a lot of that too. So that's what got JC the interview. And then when JC came to town, I brought my best Mexican friend with me to hang out just to see if he was, a real Mexican.
Kelly calls him the caterer.
No, we just happened to have plans that day, and I said, hey, come join me. I'm going to interview this guy. So we went to a sushi restaurant. You remember? Yeah. And we talked, and afterwards on the ride home, my friend Danny is like, I really like that kid. Big Al, you were driving me around. I'm like, hey, come on in. But the moment was when Al came up with a commercial for renting limos, where he told women, if you rent, if you have a girls' night out,
live commercial.
If you have a girls' night out and you rent the limo for 4 hours or more, you will receive a free ham. I called Al and I said, "You're really giving him a free ham?" He's like, I'll do it on the phone. He's like,
yeah, dog, it's great, man. Like right when they rent the limo, I'll give him a free ham.
And I'm like, so I said, if he can be consistently that unintentionally hilarious
and random,
I'm going to hire him.
And random.
Yeah.
It worked.
And then for Kelly, we've told the story a million times, but I had no interest in interviewing Kelly.
You didn't.
I didn't. There's this.
He flat out told me after the interview, you did really great, but this other girl's been in the market longer, and she's going to have the job. But I just don't want you to be discouraged. I'm like, thanks for the free trip to Dallas. See ya.
Yeah, I had this program director who happened to be from the same part of the country, and a guy sent us a tape saying, "Listen to me, I'd love to be on Kidd Kraddick show," and there was a girl in the background on the tape. And I had to call this guy and say, hey, this is kind of awkward, but you're great. Who's the girl in the background? And he's like, oh, that's our receptionist. And I'm like, oh, really? Well, can I get her number? The girl that auditioned that morning didn't show up. So Kelly went on, and I thought that I could tell that she wasn't afraid of me, and she was going to say whatever she thought, whatever she wanted.
Called in, I'm wasted from the night before for your first day.
She partied too hard.
Celebrating a new job. Woo, got a new job.
And then Psycho Shannon was 17 years old.
Yep.
And running around like she ran the Kiss booth at various promotions where
she gave away free pencils.
She'd spin the wheel and give away either a pencil. Most of them just said in that little slot, worthless crap. So I could tell she's a hard worker. And then she came in and she said she'd written a poem about Kelly, and she read it on the air, and it was very frightening and awkward. Scary and
oh my gosh,
a little bit psycho.
He was a mentor, a leader, not just a co-worker.
Its progress up to 75 stations. It is such a sad loss to the global radio industry. He had the ability to communicate and connect with his audience like no other. So I really have to say to his family, his friends, and his listeners that everyone here in Europe also mourns the passing of Kidd Kraddick.
My thoughts and prayers are with everybody that he touched over the years and over his career. And big cheers to Kidd Kraddick.
Rest in peace, and condolences out to his family and his staff going through this difficult time right now. And always, always keep looking up, because that's where it all is.
And it's been said time and time again to Kidd's family, to Kidd's friends, to Kidd's listeners, to his co-workers who obviously consider him family from everything we've heard. our condolences, and let's celebrate Kidd's life. He did a hell of a job, and he's a tremendous person, and his legacy will live on.
My thoughts are with his family and friends, and there's no other words we can say. Our thoughts are with you.
To Kidd's family, our thoughts and prayers are with you. And to Kidd's radio family at Kiss FM in Dallas, I can't even begin to imagine, having to walk into that studio and not see the guy that you've worked with for years and years at a time. Our thoughts and prayers are with you guys as well. And if you guys need anything, you can always reach out to us. We all work in radio. We all work at different radio stations, even competitors. But at the end of the day, we all work in the same industry, and we're all one big family. Kidd Kraddick, we miss you. We love you.
My condolences to his family in this horrible, horrible time. But please know the Kidd's legacy will live on. He was a kind, generous, giving man, and he lived a full life, much more than I think any of us could ever hope to do in this profession. So again, my thoughts and prayers are with you on behalf of all of us here at WFGE, and please stay strong, and to borrow Kidd's line, keep looking up, because that's where it all is. Thanks for everything, Kidd. Peace.
It's not just about a personality or a morning show. To us, it's family.
I'm Kidd Kraddick.